Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, soon-to-be citizens. Welcome to this special ceremonial session of the United States District Court. This is our first ever naturalization conducted during the Illinois State Fair, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to preside over this ceremony today. We are convened for the extraordinary purpose of admitting 200 individuals from 49 countries as citizens of the United States of America. Please feel free throughout the ceremony to take pictures and video because I know you, as well as your family members, want to remember this day. The Illinois State Fair is a perfect venue to welcome you as citizens of this great nation. There is something uniquely American about every aspect at the fair. You can walk in the main gate where Springfield's very own Abraham Lincoln stands. You can sample my favorite, delicious food from the Village of Cultures, which highlights this nation's tradition of valuing diversity of ideas, beliefs, and traditions. Now, you may not know, but I am a fair goer. This is my 5th day at the fair already. So I could talk for days about how wonderful the State Fair, as well as how special this ceremony is to be conducted here. But I know you're equally excited to become citizens. So I want to take this time to acknowledge the esteemed guests of honor that have joined us to celebrate your citizenship, as well as offer celebratory remarks for this joyous occasion. We have the United States Senators Dick Durbin and Tammy Duckworth, as well as the Governor, J.B. Pritzker. Thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedules today to be here. We also have Jerry Costello, the Director of the Illinois Department of Agriculture, as well as the State Fair Manager, Rebecca Clark, who I have worked very closely with. It was their vision and commitment to upholding the American values that allowed us to hold today's ceremony here on Governor's Day. So on behalf of the District Court of the Central District of Illinois, I sincerely thank you for hosting us today. I would also like to welcome several dignitaries that are in attendance this afternoon. We have the current presidential nominee to the United States District Court, the Central District's very own Magistrate Judge Jonathan Hawley. We also have the United States Marshal for the Central District of Illinois. He's usually hiding somewhere in the back, Brendan Hefner. We have constituent liaisons Abe Jones and Mallory Wentworth for the United States Representative Nikki Budzinski. I believe we also have Springfield Mayor Misty Buscher present, as well as yes. We should also then have Sangamon County Circuit Clerk Joe Rush. We also have the District Director for the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, Mick DeVujak, present, along with many others from USCIS. We have Dr. Jessica Nicholas from the Immigration Project, Jack Myers from the Social Security Administration, Pernell Borders from the Illinois Department of Aging, Sue Alexander and Renee Lipka of the Lincoln Land Community College's English as a Second Language program, DJ Hawkins and Stacy Kern of the League of Women Voters, Bob Immel of the Sertoma Club of Springfield, who so kindly provided our new citizens with their freedom documents, the Commissioner, Nancy Scannell, from Springfield Commission of International Visitors, which furnished our new citizens with welcome packets. There are several members from 4 different chapters of the Daughters of the American Revolution who provided our new citizens with their American flags. And finally, there are members from the Roman Cultural Society who provided our new citizens with their flag pins. This occasion would not be possible also without the court staff who helped me prepare and logistically arrange this ceremony today. We have Melissa Corso, Jade Lipp, Bernie Lutchman, Kate Carroll, Brent Goodchild, Bryce Knockstead, Joellen Rakin, Angie Jose, Missy Frost, as well as Kathy Geyer, all from the Office of the Clerk of the Court. I would also like to recognize and introduce the Springfield Lawyers Course, who for decades have taken time out of their schedules to join our naturalization ceremonies. We have Steve Ritello, Art Cornell, Sean Denning, Mark Gifford, the Honorable John Mielek, the Honorable Brian Otwell, as well as Dennis Rendelman. It is an absolute honor and privilege to preside over this ceremony today, so I'd like to start off the ceremony by asking the Springfield Lawyers Chorus to sing a selection of patriotic songs. Thank you very much.
For spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties, above the fruit and grain. America, God shed His grace on me.
absolute honor to invite Senator Durbin to share a few words of welcome here today. He has served as the senator for this great state of Illinois. He was elected in 1996 and holds the second highest ranking position among the Senate Democrats as the Senate Majority Whip. He also serves as the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senator Durbin.
May it please the court, Judge Lawless, Judge Hawley, I'd like to tell you a story. It's an immigrant story. It's my family's story. In July of 1911, a ship docked in Baltimore, Maryland. On that ship was my grandmother, my aunt, my uncle, and my mother. My mother was only 2 years old. Somehow or another, my grandmother was able to make it in this land of opportunity to the city of destination, East St. Louis, Illinois. And that's where I grew up. I am proud of the fact that we came to this country, our family did, under those circumstances. I went back to my mother's land of birth, Lithuania, and visited her village, Jurbarkas, which is now a larger city. And I asked the mayor of the Jurbarkas, Lithuania, is there anything here today that was here in 1911 when my family left? He said, well, of course, the church where my mother was baptized. But he said, there's a well in the center of town where people used to gather to draw water. So I went down to look at this well, and I imagined for a moment what it must have been like when my family members decided to tell their family and friends that they were leaving. They called them together, I'm sure, to tell them the news. And I wondered at that time whether or not some of those family and friends left, and as they were leaving that meeting said, can you believe it? Can you believe the Kutkaita family is going to give up that nice home, leave their church, leave their relatives, leave the cat, the dog, and come to a country where they can't even speak the language? They'll be back. But they didn't go back. They endured. They were determined to become part of America and its future. And because of that determination, I stand before you as the son of one of those passengers and the 47th senator from the state of Illinois. And I also want to give a message for those who are holding children in their laps, like this couple right in front of me here. If you're not careful, he can grow up to be a United States Senator. And he should have that opportunity. My grandmother brought with her a prayer book, a Catholic prayer book, that was banned in Lithuania at the time because of Russian occupation. I never met my grandmother, but she must have been a courageous woman with 3 little kids and contraband in her suitcase, bringing it to the United States. But she knew that no one was going to stop her from practicing her religion when she got to this country of opportunity. And that is a great thing about America that we're most proud of. If you visit my office in Washington, and you're welcome to, in the United States Capitol, and you come into my office, you'll see behind me on the credenza my mother's naturalization certificate. I want every visitor to know that I am the proud son of an immigrant. When I asked my mother to see if she could find that certificate, she brought it to me in an envelope. I pulled it out of the envelope and a little piece of paper fluttered to the floor. And I picked it up and it had an official stamp on it and it said $2.50. And I said to my mother, what is this? She said, that's the fee I paid for naturalization. I said, Mom, why did you keep this little receipt? She said, if the government ever challenges me, I can prove that I paid my fee. That was my mother. I'm so happy to be there today, and at the end of the day to be able to say, my fellow citizens, welcome to America.
Thank you for sharing that story, Senator Durbin. Now it is a privilege to have Senator Tammy Duckworth here with us today to share some remarks as well. She was elected to the United States Senate in 2016. Senator Duckworth is an Iraq War veteran, Purple Heart recipient who's among the first handful of Army women to fly combat missions during Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Thank you, Judge Wallace. Good afternoon, everyone. It's so great to see you here. Welcome, bienvenue, bienvenido, assalamu alaikum, swatika, salamat datang, ni hao. It's good to have you all here. You are going to be part of this nation. You're going to make this nation better. I was born an American citizen along with my brother and my father, and in fact I am a proud member of the Captain William Penny chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution out of right here in Springfield. There's my sister, my fellow daughters. Equally important to my citizenship from birth is the fact that I've been where you are. My mother became a citizen in her 50s. I grew up overseas. I didn't speak English until I was 8 years old. I spoke Thai. And it was only when we came to this country that I realized how arduous the immigration process was, because at 14 years old, when my dad had lost his job, had not had a job in 5 years, and we made our way back to the United States, a country that he'd served in uniform during 3 different wars. And we ended up almost homeless and hungry. It was my fellow Americans who made sure that there was food for me, that I could go to a public school, and there was free education, so that one day I too could grow up and now become the 50th senator of the great state of Illinois. My mother resisted becoming an American citizen for a very long time. And she couldn't come with us when we first moved to the States, and we were separated from her because she didn't have a green card, and she had to stay in Thailand for almost a year, and we were separated fighting to get her here. And I know what that process is like, to be separated from your loved ones and not seeing them. For us, it was less than a year, but for many of you, it has been decades. And I understand that journey that you've been on. I've experienced a little bit of it. And so I applaud your courage for coming here, for making this decision. My mom finally decided to become a citizen after having a green card for almost 20 years because she got really mad and wanted to vote. And so she finally did it, and she voted, and she was very proud, and she makes sure that she votes in every election. I don't care who you vote for, but exercise that right to vote, because your voice matters. Your voice makes this country stronger. Your presence here makes this country stronger. And I served in the National Guard. I served in the military for 23 years, and that military was made better because my brothers and sisters in uniform came from all sorts of different backgrounds, and there were many of us who were new immigrants. There were people I served with who were not even citizens yet and didn't even have the citizenship and were just green card holders. They made our nation better and stronger and more prosperous. So I welcome you, my fellow citizens, soon to be citizens. I am greatly honored and privileged to be able to represent you in the United States Senate. I join my senior senator in welcoming you to Washington, D.C. to come visit our offices and come see us, because they are your offices as citizens. I honor all the veterans who are in the audience today. I see at least one hat in the corner, and I know many of you served in uniform, and thank you for protecting and defending us. And for all of the parents of the young kids out there, thank you for making this choice. Thank you for giving your children the better future that they're going to have. And thank you for making this great nation even stronger by becoming a part of it. God bless you all. God bless all of our troops. And always, God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Senator Duckworth. Now it's so wonderful that I get to keep saying it's my honor and privilege to invite all of these wonderful speakers who have taken their time out of today. And so right now I'm going to ask for Governor Pritzker to come up and share some words with you. He is obviously here on Governor's Day during the State Fair and has allowed us to conduct this ceremony here today. So I thank Governor Pritzker, and I ask you to share some words. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Judge, and thank you to Senator Duckworth. I have to say, not to be outdone by Senator Duckworth, I married a daughter of the American Revolution, so I'm not sure if that makes me a son-in-law of the American Revolution, but I'm very proud of that. Thank you, Senator Duckworth, Senator Durbin, for your remarks. They reflect the leadership and the guidance that you bring to our state every day, and I am so appreciative of that. Thank you to Judge Lawless and, of course, Chief Deputy Clerk Cook, and, of course, our great Agriculture Secretary, Jerry Costello, for making today possible, the entire state fair possible, and our agriculture industry, which makes it all possible for all of us. Joining ceremonies like this is truly one of the greatest joys of my life. And it is that because I've had the honor of welcoming new citizens of all ages and nationalities to our state many times as an elected official now, but there's something special about doing it today at this state fair. You see, this is a place where we all come together to tell the story of our state every year and our history. And it's the backdrop of the representation of our great state's history that makes this so special. And we welcome you as new Americans on this great day. It is a beautiful sight to see all of you and to welcome you as new American citizens. But over 100 years ago, my great-grandfather arrived here in this country. He fled religious persecution, in fact, religious violence in Ukraine, to come to the United States with almost nothing but the clothes on his back. This nation, and specifically the great state of Illinois, welcomed him and found him a place to live and gave him a free public education so that he could build a solid future for himself and the opportunity to make a better life for his family and for the generations of us who came after him. I would not be standing before you as governor were it not for his hard work and the blessings of this nation and what it granted him. All 200 of you have taken your own unique road to get here today. Your tragedies and your triumphs are an indelible part of you, just as your future as American citizens will be. And you will now help us write the story of Illinois and of the United States in the 21st century. Whatever your journey has been, whether you fled violence like my great-grandfather, whether you won the green card lottery, whether you came here for school or for a job or a loved one, or whether this is the only country that you've ever known, I'm so very proud to stand beside you as a fellow citizen and as your governor. So I want to thank you for bringing your dreams and your drive and your allegiance and your talent to the United States of America. I'm so honored to welcome you all as my fellow Americans. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Governor Pritzker. Now it is the time for the motion to be made by the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. If I could ask the District Director to join me.
May it please the court. Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Mick Dedvukai. I'm the District Director for U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services for the Great Lakes Midwest District, overseeing offices in Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, St. Louis, and Des Moines. On behalf of the Department of Homeland Security, welcome. Choice. Natural-born Americans don't get a choice to become American citizens. You actually made a conscious decision to become part of this country. In a few minutes, this country will be better than it is right now because of your choice. Your Honor, it is my privilege to present to the court 194 candidates for U.S. citizenship from 49 countries. Now, as I call your country of former nationality, please stand, if you can, and remain standing until all the countries are called and then you are ready to take the oath of allegiance. Afghanistan, Australia, Bangladesh, Bolivia, Cameroon, Canada, Chile, China, Colombia, Congo Kinshasa, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Egypt, El Salvador, Ethiopia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Guatemala, Guyana, Honduras, India, Iran, Iraq, Jamaica, Jordan, Macedonia, Malaysia, Mali, Mexico, Morocco, Nepal, Nigeria, Peru, Philippines, Rwanda, South Africa, South Korea, Sri Lanka, Sudan, Switzerland, Taiwan, Thailand, Togo, Turkey, Ukraine, United Kingdom, Vietnam. Your Honor, each of these candidates has been examined by an officer of the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, and each has been found to meet all of the statutory requirements for naturalization. Each has been determined to be a person of good moral character, supportive of our Constitution and form of government, and well-disposed toward the good order and happiness of the United States. Therefore, Your Honor, I respectfully move that this court confer U.S. citizenship on each of these applicants for naturalization upon their taking the oath of allegiance as required by the law.
The motion is accepted and granted by the court. I would ask for Deputy Clerk Marlene Cook to say the oath.
Raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations.
Now remain standing and please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Congratulations. I want to commend you on your hard work and dedication in this process, and I welcome you as citizens of the United States. Now, I know this one's, you got to keep standing because we are now going to join the lawyer's chorus in singing our national anthem. Now you may be seated. I will now ask the Director of the Illinois Department of Agriculture, Jerry Costello, to make our closing remarks here today. Come on up.
Thank you, Your Honor. As she mentioned, I'm Jerry Costello, Director of the Illinois Department of Agriculture. I am, and we are so grateful that you all could be here with us today. What a momentous occasion. First, I'd like to recognize Rebecca Clark. Becky, if you'll please stand. She's our state fair manager and was in charge of coordinating the ability to host the ceremony today. Coordinated very well with the governor's office and our legal system. Governor Pritzker, I can tell you, it's an honor to serve in your cabinet, but I don't know if I've ever been more honored than this particular day at the Illinois State Fair. State fairs are an American tradition, and we're honored to host this naturalization ceremony for almost 200 new American citizens in the midst of celebrating everything that is Illinois. Agriculture is Illinois' #1 industry. It's the centerpiece of our state fair, and you can learn so much by walking around these fairgrounds. So please explore the grounds, tour our barns, talk to young men and women that are exhibiting livestock here on the grounds. And please make sure you stop by our Illinois agriculture tent to experience things that are unique to Illinois, products that are unique to Illinois. And please don't forget to enjoy an apple cider slushie or a lemonade shake-up, two big-time Illinois State Fair traditions. But on a much more serious note, as a U.S. Army veteran who served in the Gulf War, I have a deep appreciation for freedom. I have a deep appreciation for the freedoms we enjoy in this country. I've seen firsthand the cost and the sacrifice that it requires to keep those freedoms. And I'd like you all to please give U.S. Senator Tammy Duckworth, who became an amputee fighting for our country, our freedoms, and our ability to have this day, a big round of applause. So as you embrace your United States citizenship, I would ask that you reflect on what freedom means, both its responsibility and, more importantly, or just as important, its possibilities. Please enjoy your day here at the 2024 Illinois State Fair. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. Now, congratulations again, and I can say without a doubt that presiding over these ceremonies is one of the most rewarding responsibilities that I have as a district court judge. It is not every day that I get to see hard work, sacrifice, and pure commitment come to fruition like it has for you. Each of you has a story to tell, an experience we can learn from, and a deep commitment to this country that serves as an inspiration to us all. I welcome you as citizens, and I hope that you do enjoy the fairgrounds today. But once court is adjourned, please make your way around the room to collect your naturalization certificates, and you will need to review those for accuracy before you leave. And there are also many different tables that are set up to help you, including the Social Security Administration is here to help you update your status as a United States citizen. Congratulations again to each of you, and I want to thank your family and friends who joined us here to celebrate you. We are all proud to call you our fellow citizens. Madam Clerk Court, you may adjourn the court. Thank you.